Now, as far as the flying objects and whatnot, so something to keep in mind is there was a giant balloon that everybody was staring at when this Ohio train thing happened. And it was that giant Chinese balloon, which they say it's a Chinese balloon, but yet we're seeing that there's American parts written in English on the balloon. And then if you go back to 2019, the Pentagon revealed and told us that they were working on domestic spy balloons that they're going to be using against us, against their own people. So it makes you wonder, was it really a Chinese balloon or not? There's some more deception to go along with it. But while everybody was looking at that, that train did derail. But now we're seeing all these various random things that are appearing in the sky now. UFOs, other balloons, weird cylindrical silver things. And you have to start to wonder, are they practicing? Are they moving forward with Project Bluebeam? Project Bluebeam. Oh man, that's going to be hard to say a lot. We're just going to say Project Blue because I don't want to have to try and say the whole thing. So Project Blue means Project Bluebeam. Just at the basic core of what it is it's basically a way to deceive the world of aliens using, for the most part, holograms. They're going to be using holographic images of UFOs, aliens, and other unidentifiable things as well. So that's the basic of it. It's about deceiving people. This thing has been being worked on since the 70s. They've been working on, I think, actually the 60s. I think it even goes further back. But this is something that they've been working on for a long time. Something that they've really, I mean, it's never really gone away. But it's something that I think we see from time to time with different lights, different objects. Have you noticed that we have the most incredibly crisp and clear video recordings, cameras and whatnot? Like even on our phones, you can take high res a video and whatnot, but yet every time you see like a UFO or something, it's like somebody is filming it with a potato. It's like they're using a convenience store camera to record it. It's every time. Have you noticed that? Make another thing that makes you go, why is it always in that grainy thing? Well, it's possible that these things that we're seeing flying around are going to be part of this Project Bluebeam that's been going on. And we're seeing the increase. We're seeing the increase of holographic technology. So much so, I don't have any video. I would have video of it, but I wasn't planning on showing any video, so I apologize. But there's different things coming out with, I know Microsoft is working on a hologram thing where they're talking about how you can meet, quote unquote, face to face with somebody, because what you'll do is you'll step in front of a camera, and then on the other end, wherever the person is at, there's a white box, and it will show a full 3D rendering of a holographic person. So the person in front of the camera will actually appear like in a 3D form, holographic, in the box, and you can communicate with them, you can talk to them. And the video that I saw, it really looked like the person was standing in the box. It didn't look like a bad video. It didn't look like a, you've seen holograms before, and a lot of them don't really look that well. But it looked like the guy was standing in the box. It looked that realistic. It kind of makes you think, if you've ever seen the movie I, Robot, they have these little disc things. They're about this big. It's a little smaller than a hockey puck. And they'll put those down, and it'll pop up with a holographic projection, and it looks like a real person. Well, it sounds like this is where they're progressing with that. And as we know, with Project Blue, they're going to be using holograms of some type to be doing this. Another thing that I've noticed is there's a German circus called Circus Ron Call that is using hologram animals instead of real animals. So what they do is they have everybody in a circle like bleacher type system, and in the middle there's these poles and a very thin film that goes around the poles. And instead of using real animals in the circus, they're using holograms. And you're seeing elephants, you're seeing birds, you're seeing lions, and it looks like real animals in this thing doing all these different tricks and whatnot, but it's actually 3D holograms. So we're seeing the progression of holographic technology. Always something to keep in mind with technology. They have at least 10 years advanced technology than what we're allowed to see now. So whatever we see now, guaranteed they've got something 10 years in advance for it. But we're seeing the progression of what this holographic technology is, so much so that it looks real when they have somebody using that Microsoft hologram thing. It looks like real animals when they have this circus that they're doing. So when you want to piece things together, you look at what's Project Bluebeam with what's going on with that, and then you look at the hologram technology we have now. The best way I can do it, and something that I've always said, is they're going to explain away the rapture with an alien abduction. Because we know, Satan knows that the pre-tribulation rapture is biblical. It is the only thing that makes sense, and it's what the Bible teaches. And he's going to need an excuse to get people to believe that aliens came and abducted these people, millions and millions and millions and millions of people around the world. When they vanish, they're going to need an excuse for it. And I believe that they're going to use an alien abduction, and that's what Project Bluebeam will be used for, is they can say the aliens came, they took them. Obviously, they're going to be celebrating because in their mind, they took all those evil Christians that wanted to hold us back. They wanted to hold us back. They didn't want us to become gods, and they didn't want us to live immoral lives, and they weren't tolerant, and they judged us, and and so on and so on and so on. So they're going to be celebrating that, but they're going to need a reason to explain away the rapture. Another possibility, because like I said, this is just kind of a discussion, throwing stuff out. Another possibility is using these holograms for the image of the beast. We know that they've got those giants. If you've ever seen those before, where they can project faces, they can move, they can speak. That they want to put those in every city in the world. But they've got the giants. Who's to say that maybe they use holograms for the image of the beast? Who's to say that he's not projected everywhere? You also got to look at, can this holographic technology be used in conjunction with the metaverse? Using holograms within the metaverse to show and have the beast image there for people to worship in living in the Matrix type of thing. So there's definitely there's multiple uses that this could be used for, and this is the technology that we're seeing now as far as this goes. So I don't know. There's again various things, but what we are seeing is the technology is here for that. It's not coming. It's not in the future. It's here. And so that's another thing to pay attention to as far as the technology goes, is we're almost at the point where we're going to start surpassing the technology that Scripture has told us about, the biblical technology that we were warned of. We're almost to the point where we're going to surpass that. And so it's very important that we pay attention to, we're in the season. We're in the season of the rapture. The Bible specifically tells us, look for these things, because then you will know the season that we come. Now, something to keep in mind, because everybody always wants to bring it up and use it as an argument. We don't know the day or the hour. Yes, we know that. We know that. That's the biggest thing that always comes against us who watch and mourn for the rapture and the end times. Oh, the Bible doesn't say that. Yeah, that's true, but the Bible does say it will give us birth pains and it will let us know the season. And guys, we're in the season. We're in the season. Jesus is coming soon. because we see the technology and the birth pains that are happening now. We see the progression of where everything is going, and the point and the point of the technology has almost surpassed what Revelation and the Bible and Daniel and Ezekiel and Isaiah and all the prophetic books tells us that's going to be here. We're almost to that point, and yeah, so it's coming. It's coming.